Welcome back to another reaction to Fate Strange Fake episode 7. What is going on here? I see summoning circle. She was a master, but got killed by another master or by the servant.
いいよ。私自身をあなたの家にしてあげる。代わりにどうかあなたの思うままに生き続けて。そして私たち一族から全て奪った魔術社会を粉々にして。パパ。へえ、あなたなかなか面白い描き方をするのね。
So there's another clan that got slighted by the Magecraft Society.
へえ、あなたなかなか
Is this Francesca?
面白い描き方をするのね。
It is not. So, what really, I assume we get to find out. So, they summoned whatever this machine is. They got killed, I assume, by the machine. Maybe fighting each other? I don't know. And she's like, I'm okay with that because she's a master, theoretically. But take down the mage society. Okay. Now, this girl appears. Now, the question is, did they die fighting her? And she assumed this girl would be dead, or this person would be defeated. She looks very similar to the one we saw in the flashback of our character that got her memory messed with. Silver hair stuff. Similar to like Francesca, essentially. So maybe? I assume she's evil? Einsbären homunculus. How are you? You were close to dying.
アインツベルのホムンクルス。どうしてここに。傷が。
She got healed? I don't know if this is one of those situations where she is fine now because she is potential merchandise opportunity, or if it's hey, I'm going to heal you to mercilessly kill you. So Einsburn, I heard about that somewhat. I'm not really sure exactly, but this is a homunculus, so something similar to the stuff that the Puppet Master and the Clock Tower does. However, this silver hair or white hair, they are their own clan. Red eyes, white hair. Heard about those. I'm assuming they are the same as the one that manipulated the memories. I'm not, again, not too familiar, but I'm assuming that there are specific visual characteristics that are more or less unique only to specific people. Like the white hair, red eyes means they are Einsberg. That is why she instantly not remembered, but acknowledged who she was. Is it Einsburn? Einsburn, right? Yeah, okay. Why they are here, I don't know. We did see her, I believe, last of the episode before walking through the city. It may also be the case of, hey, we want some security, so we are sending some homunculi in. I also don't really know what homunculi means. Is that just a pseudo-human? Is that a humanoid body with a human soul? I'm not too versed in Fate.
傷がほら
Oh, it's just the symbol on the clothes. I thought this could have been some kind of magic circle.
ほらこの子があなたのマスターよ早く契約してあげなさい
Oh, there's someone inside? Now, I'm still questioning how she got injured before. I feel like this is similar to the assassin. I don't remember the assassin killed everyone. So I'm assuming this robot whatever also tried to kill her.
いい子ね
Maybe that is like the test to see if they are worthy to be their master.
パスが自己犠牲の魔術なんて私の時代には珍しくもなかったけどせめて楽しそうに
So she sacrificed herself. Interesting. That is why she got injured. To summon the servant, she sacrificed herself and was like, whatever happens to me, it doesn't matter. Get rid of the magecraft thingies.
なんて
Okay.
私の時代には珍
Wasn't uncommon back in my days. Again, I don't know if someone is controlling this homunculi from somewhere else, or if how exactly this works. Yeah, again, it could be like the puppeteer, someone is controlling this one from somewhere. It could be that someone has like their soul split in different homunculi at the same time. So instead of having one body, they have like 10 or 100, and they are all around the world connected with one another, like a hive mind, essentially. Or is this just the soul of someone inside this body? And whenever this body gets destroyed, they can put the soul into another body? I feel like because this family is somewhat known, they are probably better explained in one of the other shows.
しくもなかったけどせめて楽しそうに自分を犠牲にしなさいよ
So they know about self-sacrificial magecraft. They are also similar to Francesca in that, hey, if you do that, at least make it fun. For some reason.
Ne?
This looks similar to what they did to the other girl, messing with her memories. It seems like that she's giving her some of her memories. I also don't know if her hatred is against the Ainsburn as well. Or maybe even specifically against them.
ねこの女は違うあなた一体安心しなさい私こう見えても人間は好きなのよ
I may look like this, but I like humans, okay? Who is this woman? What are you? Are we supposed to understand what this is? Is this like an angel? Like maybe one of the divine soldiers of God? Maybe demon? I mean, it's enough to make her cry. Who in the world are you? Don't worry.
安心しなさい私
I may look like this, but I like humans. Which is a very weird thing to say. I may look like this, but I like humans. Does it mean you take over a humanoid body to be human? She's some part non-human. Angel, demon, undead, apostle, who the fuck knows? She may also be some kind of... She is already, or she's at least alive for some time. So we now have 3 entities that are somewhat long living. We have the undead apostle or vampire. We have Francesca with her double. And now we have this girl. She seems to be somewhat on the sidelines, maybe interfering. Meanwhile, the dead apostle and Francesca are both essentially master. So this is going to be interesting.
こう見えても人間は好きなのよ。私が来たからにはあなたたち人類をちゃんと支配してあげる。
Now that I am here, all of you humanity will be properly dominated. What the fuck do you mean? This would mean... I would assume she would be like a servant then, but that doesn't make much sense. Why are you even helping her to get this servant? And what do you mean now that I'm here? Weren't you there the whole time? I don't assume that maybe you took over the homunculi. I mean, this could be a part. Maybe the homunculi was sent here by the Einsburn family, but someone took it over? The body? Someone that normally would not be able to be in the human realm? Like, as example, the divine soldiers of God. Maybe that is what is happening. That someone took over one of the homunculi. This is the only explanation I have because I don't have the background information of the Einsburn family. And they are here to dominate dominate humanity. This would also make more sense that what she was saying about, even though she looks like this, she likes humans. It was... Again, I feel like if I knew more about the Einsburn family, this would be so much easier. I'm assuming some beings that normally would not be able to be here took over this homunculi to now try to properly dominate humans, which depends on what you mean. I may be more willing to accept. But essentially we have 3 big entities now with Francesca, Dead Apostle, and her. Also, what is this servant? That one is a little bit weird.
支配してあげるから。
It also feels a little bit like she took the blonde girl under her wing. Maybe? Oh, here we see her, okay. Her memory got manipulated, I assume by the same family, the Einsburn. Oh. We get more... Oh no, this is the Lancer.
家畜より欠乏へ。昨晩は定期連絡に出なかったようだが。
Right, because he was... I do not remember, assassin or something like that? An agent?
召喚直後にアサシンに襲撃され気絶していました。
ああ、警察署を襲った方か。よくい。
We ended the confrontation by trying to talk to him, though. Those some conversation was being had or held, and we are not privy to the details quite yet.
生き延びたものだ。
その場に居合わせたセイバーに助けられました。
何？
その後停戦を持ちかけられたため了承しました。アサシンも同様です。
では彼らの情報を探りつつ、
Okay.
英雄王や彼と同列のランサーを相手取るために共闘を持ちかけろ。いいな。
Suggest a united front to deal with the King of Heroes and the Lancer who is in line with him. Oh. Lancer, I assume you mean the Divine Spirit, ? The Forest Guy Lady thing? With Good Boy. I'm assuming you mean that one.
だけど、いいな。
セイバーは
I mean, even if they are friends, they just want, at least Gilgamesh just wants good fights, seemingly.
すでにそのランサーと同盟を結んでいるようだがな。
ところで、
There we go. Saber already seems to have formed an alliance with their Lancer, the Forest. Okay. I don't really remember what Gilgamesh's class is. I assume maybe Archer?
と同盟を結んでいるようだがな。
ところで、君の英霊は判明したのか？
Oh, they can't
Hey.
hear this.
自分のサーバントは
気をつけな。後ろでアサシンが見張ってるぜ。
No one can see them. Oh. So he is probably going to say Lancer? Because theoretically he is supposed to be the Lancer, which is a weird concept for me to get behind. And the one that he summoned was the Watcher.
チャップリンです。
Oh, the identity.
です。
は？すまない。もう一度言ってくれないか？
ランサーのチャーリー・チャップリン。それが自分の呼び出したサーバントです。宝具などは追って聞き出します。それでは失礼します。
I assume this is somewhat of a code word?
大丈夫だ。もう気配はない。
なぜ
I don't even remember what their identity was, to be honest.
気づいていて霊体化しない。
言ったろ？俺たちは影帽子に過ぎない。姿が見えるのはウォッチャーのマスターたるお前だけだ。
そういうのは早めに言ってくれ。
その顔は怒ってるのか？わかりやすいやつだ。にしても小僧、チャップリンとはな。よりにもよってなんで喜劇役者なんだ。
偉人として最初に思い浮かんだだけだ。いいか。
クラシックな喜劇が趣味か。意外だな。
喜劇は何度も見て感心はしているが、心の底から笑ったことはない。
Right, because you had a very bad childhood. Or not bad, but a very, very difficult childhood. Right, didn't you get brainwashed and stuff? We can probably say bad.
おーい、入っていいぞ。
少しは眠れたか。
ああ、部屋を使わせてくれて助かった。おかげで綾香もいい感じだ。
君名前は？
俺の名前はシグマ。
Insane. Sure.
聖杯戦争のマスターの一人だ。
I mean, we could have gathered that.
例の呪いの件、何か分かったか？
そちらはまだ。ですが、
Right, the curse is still happening. There's so much stuff happening. I already forgot. There's a curse going on. We still have the shadow guy in the hospital. We had the whole situation with the hospital. I already forgot. Holy shit. With Jack the Ripper, but the undead apostles in the hospital with the girl. So much. I had a report that Halri Vorzak is with an Iceburn homunculus.
ハルリ・ボルザークがアインツベルンのホム
Oh, this girl. So she's under her wing and she has to carry shit. Why is everyone knocked out here?
クルスと共に工業地区へ向かっていると報告が。
工業地区が
Where's your servant? Oh, you probably can summon your servant, maybe? Maybe not.
スクラディオファミリーの魔人と
Demon from the Scaladio family. Who are you talking about? Do I need a pen and paper? Do I need to write this down? I'm not. I'm not going to do that. But do I need to? I don't want to. I'm not going to do it. Nah. So we still have the whole hospital thing. She's going to potentially make contact with the demon of Scaladio family, whoever that is. That apostle. We have the sickness going around. I'm assuming is from the servant from the hospital, from the girl. But we also have the assassin. I assume assassin from the other dude we saw at the phone a second ago. That is talking with the Lancer. That supposedly Lancer that has a Watcher servant. There's so much going on.
接触する気か
Oh. So we see one of the servants. Past memories. Okay. Additionally, we never really got to see the servant of the blonde girl, the new one. The robot. What is that servant? To be honest, I can't really. Are these Roman? No. Romans would not dress like that, right? Without any armor. The ship itself looks a little bit Viking. The shields are on each side. We have like stuff in the middle we may have pillaged. But around that time frame, I guess. Maybe Persian, Roman, Viking, maybe? Aren't you the undead apostle?
あれがかのアルゴー戦の長か
Oh, is that the captain of the Argo? Is that not mythology Greek or something? Not sure.
どういう意味だ
Because this could also mean something like Odysseus or whatever his name was that was traveling around.
力の経路をつなげたせいだろうお前の記憶が侵食してきた 戦場で偉そうな小僧が理想の国について妄言を吐いていたぞ
Oh.
そのようなうろんな話をするのは間違いなくあいつだろうな
くだらぬ男だなぜお前
Someone who is going to be part of this fight.
のような大英雄があの男の漕ぎ手となった
確かにあいつは欲望に腐心した哀れな王であり馬鹿げた夢を語る王であっただがそれゆえに奴は私の友だあの船に乗らなかった貴様が軽々しく蔑むことは許さん
なるほど理解した謝罪はしないが二度とこの話題は口にしないと約束しようどうした
I guess someone identified who is in that homunculus? Oh. That is who he meant with the Demon of Scalado family? Is this guy. Interesting. Right, and he was the guy because of his eyes, he was the guy that had all the batteries. Where he was sucking off humans to get the energy and save that in batteries. So this is who the Einspurn are going to meet. So this is, oh wow. I mean, this looks a lot better. No idea whenever she changed. I don't know if she changed previously already. I feel like we are now going to, or I'm going to find out if this is an Einspurn, or if someone took this over.
アインツベルンの人形が何の用だ。
あらあなた、そんなに泥まみれになっちゃって、もう半分人間やめてるのね。だったらそこの歪んだサーバントと一緒に殺しちゃっても構わないわよね。
それがアインツベルンの考え方か。
アインツベルンってこの器を
I was correct. Interesting. Interesting. Man. Even if you don't know a lot, they give you a lot of hints to what is going on.
作った人たちのこと？ラッキーだったわ。この器、ろくに魂が形成されてなかったからすんなり憑依できたもの。まるで最初から神の器にするために生み出されたみたい。
神の器だと。
Hmm?
自身が神だとも言うつもりか。
そうよ。女神だけどね。
A goddess. Interesting. Again, all the things she talked about, even though she looks like this, she likes humans, and it's time for them to get dominated for real. The only, I mean, gods, pantheon-wise, you have the Nordic gods that are. The problem is we have a bunch of Roman gods, but they are very loose. It is better to use the Greek gods. They are very similar, if not more or less copied in some cases. And the Greek gods have a lot more personality. What is what you want? Then again, you have the Nordic gods. You have the whole Eastern gods. I mean, Japan, sure, but you also have Indian gods. They have a huge pantheon. You have Chinese ones. They have like huge pantheon going around with godlike entities like Wukong. You could also go American. There are some godlike entities, Norse, not Norse, but Egyptian as well. So this is a problem where, okay, a goddess that wants to dominate humans or wants to more or less lead them, which I feel like it can't really be Greek. It could be Egyptian, maybe? Something like Isis, which I believe was the name of one of the goddesses. Nordic, I don't know. We are most likely going to find out, but I like trying to guess. I would assume maybe Egyptian god or goddess. I don't really know much about Indian gods or Chinese ones, so can't really help with that. I'm assuming they are not going to touch Chinese, because Chinese, Japanese, they have a very strained relationship for good reasons. But I like that I got some soft confirmation. They make these homunculi, they transfer a soul in it. The soul has to set somehow, or maybe grow into the body, but she took it over, which is interesting. That means why was she able to take this one over? Could we get other gods to take over some of the bodies? Now we have a godlike entity in the fight. In what range is Francesca and the undead apostle in contrast to her? She seems to be very powerful, or she believes she's very powerful enough to kill him and his servant, supposedly. Then we also have the forest servant, who was like a divine spirit, as a heroic spirit. They were saying something along those lines. This appearance is very interesting. We also have the assassin telling us that this grail does not have a god. Oh no, the god doesn't have has the false grail. One of the two. No, this false grail doesn't have a god, I believe. Or doesn't have my god. It is very interesting what is going on. So let's see, who are you exactly? Again, I don't believe it is one of the Greek goddesses. Which do we have? Athena, Artemis? Both not really. Oh, I totally forgot the... Yeah. No, never mind. I totally forgot. The wife of Zeus? What was her name? God damn it. She was a very jealous woman, I believe. Zeus, not Hersia. Wife, Hera, right, or spouse. But we also have Hersia. But I don't know if that is only in the other anime as a god. We have so many options. But maybe Hera? Oh. I mean, she is supposedly a goddess, and she is not bound by the grail, I guess. So I don't really know. The servants, I feel like, are maybe not fully powered up. It feels like that, at least. That they are not as powerful as they were in their real time. But she may be as powerful as possible. Self-proclaimed goddess. Self-proclaimed goddess. Interesting. Self-proclaimed goddess. I don't remember any names or specifics, but I believe I heard of some people that would self-proclaim their godhood. Cannot remember any of them, though. I also wonder, because the servants, they don't really die. They die, but they can be resummoned. What about the goddess? I assume if the body dies, the goddess just goes into the divine realm again and stays a goddess. This also means that the gods are still around, and you can, again, capture them in the bodies. Or is it only because of the grail? Or is it because of the double grail? So many questions.
女神と名乗る女よ。なぜ我らが拠点に土足で踏み入った？
あら？これって聖杯戦争なんでしょ？気に食わない対抗勢力を排除するのは当然じゃない？私はマスターでもサーバントでもないけどね。
Light? I'm assuming it's not Artemis or Athena. Artemis most of the time is showcased with a bow, and Athena is showcased as like a warrior. as far as I know. With like shield and lance and whatnot. What? It looks like he captured it in like a warp.
この名曲を やっと結界を発動させたの
Your bounded field. What is this, JJK?
ずいぶんのんびりしてるのね
いいや、これが本来の使い方だ。
It's always a very questionable idea to attack the enemy fortress. I'm assuming he's using a lot of his saved up energy for this. Also, she said bounded field. Does everyone have something like this? He's a demon of the Scarpler family. Is he special in that regard with the bounded field and his ability?
Ah, スクラディオファミリーの複合芸術です。腕利きの魔術師でも脱出するのは困難でしょうね。
So it is very similar to what JJK has with their domain expansion. Similar idea. More or less your home area where you have the advantage.
なるほどね作ったやつの性格の悪さが伺えるわ
Okay. You don't know who she is? I mean, the arrow is the least useful ability here because it didn't really do anything so far. Now, what about her servant? Are we going to see that in action?
ここへ来たのはお前の指示か、ハルリ・ボルザーク。
Yeah, did you command a goddess? I mean, that I assume he's just making sure, even though the answer is like 99% no.
私を
What are these flies? Because we still don't know what type of goddess she is. These flies instantly remind me of like a plague, which would maybe put her into more the North African area. Now it's just a reminder. What happened? So they got killed by someone controlling insects? Did they get killed by someone controlling insects? Or did they get killed? Or did she get manipulated by someone controlling insects? We know people can manipulate minds. So this could be just a flashback. It could be a manipulation. Something about insects. I also assume this may be a callback to one of the other fates. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe one of the side stories.
ここに来たのはフィリアさんの提案です。私はついてきただけ。
Ilia's suggestion.
私はついてきただけ。
そうか。あれはフィリアというのか。
Oh, she's using the arrow like a broom.
フィリアというのか。
I do like that.
あれは何だ。
私の恩人です。
I mean, it looks like she's playing with Heracles. Oh, wow. Okay. And it also looks like she doesn't really care about the demon guy too much or about the girl. At least at this moment. Maybe she's like, you can do what you want. I can just bring her back. Maybe. Because she is a goddess. Self-proclaimed.
ステムパリデスの鳥。へえ、やるじゃない。
Ophelia. For some reason, the name Ophelia comes to mind. But I believe that was not a god name, but a name for some famous woman? Or that anime? That's going to be crazy. William Shakespeare drama. Seemingly Shakespeare. And games. So I was wrong.
よそ見をするとは余裕だな。
Had to destroy a fly. So we, I assume, go and see her servant. I mean, what are you? You know she is a master. You can probably see that, or you probably can even feel that. And that means she has a servant that you did not see. And the goddess did tell you she's neither a master nor a servant. So you should have expected a servant somewhere. Could also be that the servant could just be invisible.
あらいい子ね。さあハルリー、マスターなんだからさっさと命じなさい。敵は誰かって聞いてるのよ。
I mean, the guy that just shot me. It is also interesting because she's like, I'm asking you, who's your enemy? More or less, who is your friend? Because she rescued your life, so you feel indebted to her. So you are going to be on her side, whatever happens, I feel like.
放っておいたら、あなたと私以外の子を皆殺しにしちゃうけどいい？
Did we kill off everyone other than you and me? Your servant, huh? So I assume Berserker? Sounds very Berserker.
敵はこの魔術工房です。
Interesting. Interesting, the workshop itself. Meaning that they want to potentially strike an alliance here. And this is more or less a power move. They did say that even powerful mages would have a hard time getting out of this or tearing it down.
めちゃくちゃに食わしてください。
So this also Berserker, nice. This also shows the strength of her servant. Yeah. Can you answer this, Francesca, please? I am as confused as you, and you are a monster girl.
ハルリさん、あなたは一体。
I find it interesting that everyone is like, hey, we have front seats to every fight. Francesca knows it, he can see it. I believe the Watcher can see it, which makes the most sense because he's a Watcher. So everyone is like, oh, we can see that you have a mechanoid as servant, which I am very confused. I know, I heard from a friend that there is like a future version of Fate. So maybe this is one of those.
何を呼び出したんですか？
こっちが綾か。
Really? Really? Yeah, look at this awesome being and this awesome fight. By the way,
俺のマスターではないが相棒だ。
よろしくシグマくん。
あ、
さすがにサーバントまでは紹介してくれないよな。
チャップリンと呼んでいた。
he called it Chaplin. Oh, I still like you so much. I don't know why. I never thought about it. She has red eyes. If she had silver or white hair, she would be an Einstburn. I also wonder what she would say if she met the goddess. Because she was all, there's no goddess here.
チャップリンってあの？
昨日のライブハウスに映画があったぞ。ぜひ紹介してくれないか？
役者は映画の中で自分を見せるものだから、人前に出ないと言っている。
なる
Interesting lie, very convincing. I have to admit, very convincing lie.
ほど。納得できる。
するんだ。
こいつは誰かと連絡を取っていた。貴様の背後にいるのは何者だ？答えろ。
ちょっと。
I also wonder what the assassin's goal really is. It seems like she is trying to destroy this Holy Grail war because it's not holy. Because there's no god involved. I just hope she doesn't get caught by the dead apostle because it seems like he wants to do some... He wants to destroy her to get her power or whatever.
どうする小僧。
俺は傭兵で、通信相手は俺の雇い主だ。
何？
これ以上は言えない。だが、詮索されるのも困るからやめてくれ。
正直で面白いやつだな。
あんたがそれ言う？
よし、どうだ。君も同盟を組まないか？
俺は自分のことをそれほど語れないから、信頼してもらうのは難しいと思う。だから、停戦協定なら結んでもいい。
まあそれでもいいか。
So you didn't agree. Okay. Because we had this conversation before, right? But it was about the ceasefire specifically, not an alliance.
貴様正気か？
ダメなのか？
私も決めたんだ。少なくともセイバーのことは信用してみようって。だから今はあなたのことも。
It is interesting. The assassin seems to be very... She seems to be trustworthy. Which is interesting. So this seems like a very solid alliance, ceasefire, whatever. This seems more like an alliance between Saber and the assassin. At the moment at least.
私とこの人のパスっていうのをつなげられないかな。
Which person?
あ、任せろ。
Lancer? Assassin?
礼を言う。
Oh. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I understand. By that I mean I don't really understand, but I believe I understand. So, connect the paths with this person. Now, I assumed she would mean the Lancer, but with how Assassin reacted, we know that the servants get the mana, energy, whatever, from the Master. And Assassin, is not really with the dead apostle at the moment, so there is most likely no connection going on. Maybe it also got severed because she killed him and he came back somehow with his like 6 hearts. He does have control over her. Maybe he also just doesn't give her the energy. Maybe he can control that. And she's now offering, hey, I'm going to give you my energy. Right? That is what we are going to do. So she is able to function and not have to rely on the dead apostle. I'm assuming she's not going to be able to take control of her.
あの嬢ちゃん、意外と肝が据わっているようだ。そしてあの王様もな。気をつけろ。
ひとまず
You are like, hey, be careful about everyone. Why not be careful of the Watcher?
これで異論は出なさそうだな。少しの間かもしれないがよろしくな、シグマ。
I'm going to assume we are not finding out who this is or what. Okay, he's a walking nuke, I guess.
工場を壊せか。うまく逃げたじゃない。直接殺せとは言わないんだ。あ、私逃げたわけじゃ。
I mean,
責めてるわけじゃないのよ。だってもしもハルリが簡単に人を殺せなんて言う子だったら、もう人間じゃなく。さあ、あなたは逃げなさい。あいつらは下手に殺すと泥が飛び散るから、慎重に始末しないとね。嘘嘘。すごいよ、ハルリちゃん。数合わせのつもりだったのに、なんかすごい。のつもりだったのに、なんかすごい。
Huh. I also find it very interesting that they work together and they brought her in just to have full numbers. So she's a third wheel on a date, I guess. I assumed that the Holy Grail War would inherently pull mages towards it, but maybe it's more controlled. Maybe it's more, hey, a Holy Grail War is going to take place. Maybe there's a early warning system, and you need 7 master to summon servants to then fight. If they are not enough, it may be that the Holy Grail was not going to work and it just fizzles out. The Shongs disappears. So the big groups and families, mage families, are more or less working together to get masters there because they want to get the wish. Seemingly. So again, it's not that the Holy Grail War seems to attract them, but that all the families are actively seeking the Holy Grail War out to get the wish. And because this was more secret, they didn't really had the opportunity to send people here, so they had to prepare masters for them. But this would mean that maybe it's the first Holy Grail, the fake war, was the one that people knew about and sent people here because the Ainsburn family sent the Saber Master here. We know that the Jack the Ripper guy more or less came here as well. So they knew about the fake war, seemingly, but they didn't know about the second war. That is mostly what they, which they provided the masters for.
呼び出してるはあでもそろそろ
Now so she can see this all, which is very interesting. So she sees the servant, she sees also the homunculus that got taken over by a god. She was saying that she wants to play with the Holy Grail, but I assumed what is really going on, she wants to maybe play with the god behind the Holy Grail. Maybe they have like a tuffle, a little fight. That is what she desires. She desires something deeper.
このシーンもおしまいそれじゃあ命令しちゃうね君にはあの怪獣
Now, is this order one that takes one of your command spells, or is this just an order and not a command? I assume there's a difference there.
重大決戦を丸く収めてもらいます、
Also, I don't know why you would order. You are the same person, right? He more or less has the same idea.
令状を使われても拒否したい案件だよね
Why? Again, you are the same, right? I mean, maybe you are an earlier incarnation, but you have the same idea, same knowledge, and it's like there's something bad there that you don't want to interfere with. Potentially the goddess, potentially this new servant.
これ
Because I feel like the servant, if it is mechanical, you can't really do anything with your illusion.
せっかく役者が揃ったのにファルデウス君より上の人たちが動いちゃったら
Above Faldius. Faldius, I believe, was the policeman, or maybe the guy that summons the shadow thing that follows him, that has the agent under his control.
最高の舞台が台無しになると思わないだから言ってくれるでしょ
Did you do this?
しょ
I'm so confused. Not confused, but I'm so interested in her abilities. She's like half a monster, which is not so far away from, the goddess. Is this her ability? Did she just drop him there, like in a battle royale?
それを止めろだって
Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, oh, you dropped him like in a battle royale. This is your home. You are in the sky. Now it makes more sense that you can see everything. Wow, interesting. I never really considered where she is. I only know she's in this little room. So this is not even real magic. You just more or less opened the door and dropped him. Interesting.
それを止めろだっていいね最高だ最高だよ僕
What is the fire from again? Is this where the fight is? Maybe.
だってもしもハルリが簡単に人を殺せなんて言う子だったらもう人間じゃない魔術師の範疇だから生かしておく価値なんてないもの
Interesting. So if you're able to kill humans just like that, you would be more a mage. So they don't really regard human life as important. Okay. And you would not be worth keeping alive. Interesting. Because you are not a human anymore, you are something else. Interesting. So she is here to defeat all the mages, I guess, which is similar to the assassin. The assassin is here to get rid of all people that want to get the grail. Not the same, but similar jobs.
私の魔力なんて全て吸い尽くして構わない
So that is why she's not doing so well, because her magic energy gets sucked out. Okay.
だから壊して全て壊して魔術師たちの作り上げたものを全部
Which is interesting, those two are now on the same side. Now the problem is he is supposed to cleanly get rid of or stop this fight. I have the feeling, is he just going to kill her? I feel like she's going to die. She is 100% going to die at some point. I feel like earlier than later. That was a lot earlier than I assumed, and not what I assumed would happen. So one of the agents?
Haruli Borzak.
How's this guy?
お前は一体何を呼び出した？
サーバントの情報を簡単に明かすと思ってるんですか？
情報を話すか令樹で自害を命じるなら余分な痛み。
You either give me the info or order to commit suicide with a command spell. Says who? Yeah, well, I'm going to kill you. So I have another choice.
余分な痛みは与えず終わらせよ。
そこは命だけは助けて。やるじゃないんです。
So you torture her? Or she's going to do what you say? Interesting. But what if she doesn't buckle under torture? Additionally, she still has her self-sacrificing magecraft, right? I don't know if she has that or if that is what was made into the summoning circle. So she is not necessarily weak, or she can defend herself. Additionally, this is again where my knowledge is not good. So we have the fake war already going on with all the servants. We have the real underneath Holy Grail war seemingly. And she summoned one of the servants. Now I would need to count. We have Heracles, we have the Betrayal Queen. We have the Shadow guy from that has the assassin under him. We have the Watcher. We have Lancer, which is from the Watcher. We have this guy who got summoned. Do we have a seventh person? I don't know if Francesca's servant was from the original 7 or the 7. I believe from the 7. I would need to count the other ones, but I would then get... Who do we have? We have Saber, we have Caster, we have Archer, we have Lancer. We have the Assassin. We have the guy in the hospital. I don't believe there's another one. I feel like I'm going to forget one. Because Francesca was saying that now we have everyone around, which is the point I wanted to get to. Doesn't matter. She was, I believe, saying we have everyone around. The Holy Grail War, does it start whenever the last servant gets summoned? Or does something have to happen for the war to start? I mean, hey, all the servants are around, night comes around, it is 12 o'clock, bam, the chime goes off, and the war officially starts. If you could kill one of the servants before that happens, do you need another servant to take its place? That is the point. Or the war has started, it doesn't really matter if she's alive anymore. Francesca has her real war going on. Because that is what decides if the guy, her alter ego, is interfering here or not.
お前はそんなザレ言を信じるほど愚かな魔術師には見えないが。
I mean, yeah, theoretically, she's not a mage.
私が魔術師か。
Which is also interesting because the goddess therefore called her a human and not a mage, and she hates mages because they killed her parents. And I'm assuming now she's going to use her self-sacrificing magecraft.
わかりました。霊視をもって命じる。バーザーカー、力の限りこの町を
捧げようグランドイリュージョン。
これは世界のテクスチャを騙したの？
Deceiving the texture of the world. What a sentence.
なんて真似を。
やあやあ、初めましての人が多いね。
どういうつもりだ、キャスト。
Ah, oh, so he is from the second set. Because I assume you can't have two caster.
どうも。
Interesting. The goddess, her skirt. Yes. Her skirt seemingly is able to not show anything. Meanwhile, our girl is, you know, hiding. I'm assuming both of them would not show much because of this illusion. But this is her reaction, which is interesting to see.
どういうつもりだ。
Doesn't have any part of the story. It's just something that catch my eye.
キャスト。
どうもこうも聖杯戦争をつつがなく進めるためさ。
As the Holy Grail was continues safe and sound. Without anyone killing each other?
大丈夫。僕は君たちの味方だ。人間の味方だし、神様の味方だし。
I'm on your side. I'm allied with humans, with gods, with demons, with whoever I need to be allied with to get to my goal.
魔術師の味方だ。だから僕はその全てが失われないように楽しみを引き伸ばしに来ただけさ。ここは一つ取引をしようじゃないか。昔口の悪い民衆に悪魔だ
A demon.
なんて呼ばれた。
Your alter ego had like a mouse in her stomach.
この僕とね。
どうなっている？一体何をしたんですか？
Did the whole thing disappear?
ただの現実だよ。それよりあそこで喧嘩してた人たちはなんだか急に和解したみたいだよ。不思議だね。やっぱり愛の力かな。素敵だよね、愛。
Interesting.
工場は触れるし使えるけど5日後ぐらいには世界が気づいて崩れちゃうから。
I do not follow that. So she's saying, hey, it's just an illusion, but surprisingly, they are buddy-buddy now. Which means that I assume she is unwilling to tell them that she's able to interfere in that illusion and have this conversation and make the pact. She doesn't want them to know that. She is just saying, hey, it's just an illusion. I let them see what they want to see. It may also be that they don't know that she summoned her own caster. That may also be one of the points. Maybe it's very hard to see. Now this part I don't know. You can physically touch and use the workshop, but in about 5 more days the world will notice and it will collapse. So you mean the workshop that this guy summons a demon? It stays around for 5 days and then the world is like, hey, similar to like cancer, this should not be here, I'm going to destroy it? Or do they mean someone else's workshop? Or do they mean that the illusion you produce is the workshop? Something similar to what the demon summoned.
その間に隠蔽工作よろしくね。
Now they means this workshop, okay. from the demon. I'm assuming the workshop is what this specific instance is called. And theirs would be called differently. And she's just saying, hey, in about 5 days, the destruction is going to be visible, so you need to clean this up. Okay. So do we have a deal?
クロさん、
Who? Are you not the girl in the hospital? Oh. Right. You are in a coma, but you have these visions. And I was confused if you ever always had this person next to you. I'm assuming he is responsible for the sickness that is going around, the plague. Or is this more or less that the spirit of the girl has outer body phenomenon going on with the spirit following him, her,
あ
or
れなん
serving?
だろう。
街で火事があったみたいだよ。
So it is. So this is, I'm assuming this is, I don't remember her name, the one that is in the hospital in a coma. And her spirit, spirit is more or less free from the body and can move around. And the servant is following her.
誰？
You are bad. Which also, I'm pretty sure you are the undead apostle, but you also have white hair and red eyes. But you did not before. And my assumption was, which could totally be wrong, that he was telling about that he wants to steal or use the assassin abilities. It sounded like he summoned the assassin to dominate her, torture her, or whatever to get her abilities. He had like different hearts inside of him, which means that I'm assuming he can take bodies and he can store them. And whenever he changes one of his hearts, he changes the body. So this could be an Ainsburn marionette or whatever, homunculi, that he took over similar to, or he defeated and took in similar to what the goddess did. And he's now using this persona, but he can switch his persona depending on which heart he uses. That is my assumption. I am assuming you don't need to use up the heart, which was the very first the body got defeated. And he may be able to do this freely, but I'm assuming this is a homunculi he stole essentially from the Ainsburn, and not that he's part of the Ainsburn. If that is the undead apostle, which I believe it was.
僕はジェスター・カルトゥーレ。よろしくね、椿ちゃん。
家畜より茨へ。
He had the fangs again, so yeah. That should be the undead apostle. I remember he was like a little boy. And again, I am assuming that he stole this homunculi from the Ainsburn, because similar white hair, red eyes. I don't know if they are mostly female though. That I'm not sure.
部隊の何人かを欠乏の監視に向かわせてください。
Over deficit. I don't remember what deficit.
なぜシグマに監視を？
魔術師という
Okay. Okay, I see. So you are calling him deficit, but his name is Sigma. Why does everyone have like a hot secretary? I mean, I would do the same.
のは信用できないと思い出したんですよ。それに似合わぬ役者を気取られても困りますからね。
ファルデウスのやつが茨をここに向かわせたようだぞ。
Stop. So he was fired, yes. Stop with the nicknames. Come on. Because he's sending Thorn over, which is another nickname for an agent, I guess.
とことん信用されてねえみてえだな小僧。
教頭を持ちかけろか。
I mean, they are more trustworthy than Faldius, I would say. But you are a brainwashed child soldier, so...
俺の目的は安眠と安定した食事だ。情報を渡しておく。この聖杯戦争はアメリカ
Interesting. Interesting. So, he wanted to give him the hand in a, hey, I'm going to play along kind of thing. But now that he knows that he's not trusted anymore. So his back, he has the target on his back if he stays with Faldius. He's like, okay, I'm going to try to be on your side. These are my demands. I just want to sleep. I just want to eat. I don't care about, I'm not greedy. These are the two things I want. Peaceful sleep, good food. Don't care about the rest. So here you get the information.
政府が仕組んだものだ。俺の雇い主も合衆国側の人間。
Okay.
黒幕の一人だ。
アメリ
One of the masterminds, which is very interesting. We have the police chief, also part of the masterminds, and Francesca.
カ政府黒幕
この聖杯戦争には13組
13 sets of master and servants. Does it? I mean, so far as I know, this is like a Holy Grail war on top of a Holy Grail war. One fake, one real. And the whole idea was that the fake one cannot summon all 7 servants because you cannot summon Saber class. But Saber class is here. Meaning, I feel like there are 14 servants and master.
のマスターとサーバントが存在している。
待て待て、ゆっくり順を追ってくれ。
俺の雇い主は用済みになれば味方でも消しにかかるタイプだ。だから君たちとのつながりを持っておきたい。
私
Smart, very smart, yeah. You are insurance.
たちは保険ってこと？
そう思ってくれて構わない。
Interesting. And now he's giving the hand. Before it was like playing along. Now it's a real... I'm going to trust you if you put your trust in me.
俺のことは信用しなくていい。俺は君たちを利用するから、君たちも俺を利用してくれ。
Also fair. But essentially, I feel like he is giving as much as he's receiving. That seems to be the kind of character. So if they trust him, he's going to trust them in return.
なるほど、わかった。君のことを信用しよう。
Back from Twilight, the god is come. Oh, it's the ending. Oh. Man, there's so much going on. It is very interesting how Fate is able to throw so much in, even for someone who doesn't really know much about Fate. I can still somewhat follow along. Some stuff naturally eludes me. But it does this really, really well. Other shows would have trouble making this all fit. But Fate, I feel like, does a very, very good job. With the introduction of all the characters, with the introduction of the story, what the twist is, so to say. I really enjoy Fate. With this one specifically, I have not watched many others. Definitely have to go back to watch Unlimited Blade Works because I never watched that. And people are hyping that one up a lot. It would also most likely give me more perspective into Ainsburn, the fundamental behind the war, maybe the Undead Apostle. But I did ask a friend and he didn't know what I mean by that, so maybe this one is somewhat more obscure. definitely a very, very interesting show.